One of the go-to arguments I would always hear reactionaries make back in like the good old days of 2016. You guys remember those times? One of the go-to arguments, like the stereotype, right, was these ultra-progressive PC college campuses that were just too left-wing and wouldn't allow any new ideas, any conservative figures to speak at them. You know, if they went there, they would have a mob of these leftist radical students and staff there trying to, you know, mobbing up and throwing bricks at them to get them to leave and forcing them out, right? So, we got a video here. It is from May 4th. It's from Alliance Defending Freedom, probably some fucking reactionary bullshit. It's called When Free Speech is Attacked at Public Universities. It is less than a month old and has almost 1 million views. So, a lot of people are saying this. And it's probably full of bunk arguments. So let's go ahead and take a look. I'm excited. I'm hyped. But what we are going to do... Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure it's on normal speed, okay? Alright, there we go. Also, anything that like, touts itself as being, like, defending freedom. Freedom of speech is probably some, like, Nazi shit, right? Like, every, what was Jordan Peterson's, like, or no, how about, BitChute? BitChute, like, advertises itself as, like, a place for you to upload videos with no censorship or anything like that. Same goes for DLive, like, they have very loose TOS, and it's just infested with Nazis. Like, all the Nazis and all the, like, podcasts that are Nazis and shit like that all hang out there for obvious reasons. Like, generally, when you have, like, some sort of organization that presents itself this way, it's meant to, like, some Nazi shit. But okay. I'll hear you out, though. I'll hear you out.
This is the story of an American college student, Bernadette, and her friend, Jesus. Like most college students, Bernadette...
This is some bootleg PragerU shit right here.
And Jesus take classes, study for exams, and pursue activities on campus outside of the classroom.
Okay.
Things like sports, clubs, and also talking with students about ideas that they believe in.
Okay.
Ideas like freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and also the idea that babies are people with inherent...
Oh! The fucking... The straw man... Or I don't even know if that's a straw man, but just like the watering down of the arguments here. So let's say Jesus here... Let's say Jesus thinks that you should be allowed to tell people to kill themselves. Not like ironically or as a joke or anything like that, but that he wants to like encourage people he doesn't like just commit suicide, right? Let's say that's what Jesus here thinks, right? And that's what he believes in, right? That's what he wants the free speech to do. No, in fact, he wants the ability to be able to grab a that's what he wants to do, right? Now let's say I don't know what her name is. She's blonde lady, blonde girl who likes the First Amendment. Let's say she wants the freedom of speech to grab a megaphone and stand on the street and scream the N-word at people. That's what she wants the freedom of speech to do. And this lady thinks that people shouldn't be allowed to get an abortion because reasons. Dumb reasons. We've gone through the fucking abortion arguments, okay? It's a deep philosophical discussion. Personally, I don't think the autonomy of a fucking fetus is more deserving of life than the autonomy of an already living person who the fetus requires the sustenance and the existence of to exist and to survive, right? I generally see it as like a parasitic relationship, and the autonomy of the host is probably more valuable than the autonomy of the parasite. Yeah, no, this is literally, I know where this is going already. Oh, shit.
Rights, like the right to life. You see, Bernadette and Jesus are what we would call pro-life, and they are members of the student club Fresno State Students for Life. So one bright sunny day in May, Bernadette and Jesus did what many students at Fresno State University do. They chalked messages explaining their beliefs on the sidewalk near the library on the campus of Fresno State, a public university funded by taxpayer dollars. Bernadette's and Jesus's messages said things like, love them both, choose life, and pregnant, need help? Call 800-712.
Wait! So for one, I don't know if this is something that, like, all students do if you're allowed to do this. Like, go out onto the path, like, by the library at university and, like, write down, like chalk shit on the ground. I would like to point out that, like, every school Like, every university that I looked at whenever I was thinking about going to college would not have allowed this shit. Like, holy fuck. They had, like, the universities that I visited to see if, like, because I was going to end up becoming an orthodontist. That was, like, my plan. But, you know, things happened. Didn't have enough money for school. I, like, they like, landscape the fuck out of the place. If you did this, you would have gotten in trouble. Also, this is, like, so weird. Like, promoting some, like, weird, like, okay, I can understand putting down, like, BLM, like Black Lives Matter, on the like pavement, right? Maybe I have a bias. I would be cool with that. But in this scenario, this is literally just arguing against the rights for the bodily autonomy of people who can get pregnant. That's literally all it is. There's usually designated walks for this. Yeah, I know that there's colleges that have specific sidewalks and areas where you can do this, and chalk does wash off easily, but, like, it's still there, right? Yeah, the group that this is referencing is, like, a pretty right-wing conservative group at the college that's anti-LGBT, like, pro-death penalty, anti-abortion, like, so on and so on, right? Like, they're just in general, anti-freedom. They just want the freedom to say the N-word and make it so women have to give birth to babies that they get pregnant with. I mean, like, okay.
Help. And, quoting Dr. Seuss, a person is a person, no matter how small. Scandalous, right? Now, before Bernadette and Jesus wrote their life-affirming messages, they received permission from university officials, so they were in the clear.
Oh, okay. Oh, I know where this is going. Oh, they're unironically going to take it. Here's what's going to happen. People got mad about it, and then protested what they wrote, and then the school was like, yeah, don't do that anymore. And now they're arguing, oh no, the other students using their freedom of speech to argue against our messages is silencing our speech. Oh, I'm ready. Now I'm fucking ready for it. It's exactly what's going to happen. Prepare your fucking Xander gods.
Well, not so fast. On that bright sunny day in May, an assistant professor of public health at Fresno State, Greg Thatcher, stopped them. When Bernadette told him she had permission, he announced that he would return shortly and erase the messages. And that's exactly what he did. Assistant Professor Thatcher...
Okay, I like how they're drawing him looking like fucking Thanos, right? Hold on. So he just said, I'm going to wipe them off? Wait... He's not even, like, saying they can't do it. He's just gonna wipe it off later. Wait, it's even dumber! It's an even dumber argument! Oh! I overestimated them. I honestly overestimated this video. Okay.
Thatcher instructed students in his 8 a.m. class to join him in defacing and erasing the pro-life message.
I was right! I was right! No! I don't miss! Oh! I love this too. I love it. It's the juxtaposition. The juxtaposition, though. This is what it looks like. These are what the people look like who are protesting for, like, in favor of, like, pro-choice, right? This is how the protesters in favor of pro-choice look, my choice, screaming, big, scary dude who looks like Thanos, this lady that looks like she's mad, this guy carrying around the sign, and then the people who are protesting for pro-life, oh, look at these students, they're just students for life, look, they're victims, right? Just look at them. All they're doing is writing their message on the ground, right? But the pro-choicers, the pro-death, the pro-killing babies people are coming. Okay. Alright, because these people using their free speech is bad. That's the double standard of these people. Like, conservative types that talk about free speech and stuff like that don't care about freedom. They don't care about freedom of speech. They care about freedom of speech for people that agree with them.
And erasing the pro-life messages. One of his students even stole Bernadette's and Jesus's chalk to...
How much do you want to bet that chalk belongs to the school, too?
To write pro-abortion messages on the sidewalk.
Yes. My body, my choice. Yeah. Wait. When free speech is attacked at public universities, this is literally the battleground of ideas. They didn't, like, go up to them and attack them. They just wiped the chalk off the sidewalk and then wrote their own messages. And then they took the chalk, which probably belonged to the fucking school anyway. Oh my god. Yeah, just write fetus deletus.
When Bernadette confronted them, Assistant Professor Thatcher again informed Bernadette that she had no right to chalk messages on the sidewalk near the library. And Bernadette again informed him.
I don't believe that. They literally started chalking their own messages. I'm pretty sure it was just like, no, your message is bad. We're going to fight that message. Can we get like a story? Like, can we find out where this story happened? I feel like the only people who have talked about this will be like right-wing news outlets because they fucking love jumping on this shit. But if there's like a somewhat unbiased account of what happened here, I'd kind of like to know, because like this is basically PragerU light, and PragerU is historically known for lying about every single little thing, right? Like, if I sit down to the PragerU video, I can usually find like 16 blatant lies in that video in like a 10-minute span, right? Or like a 20-minute span. But if I sit down with one PragerU video and I take a day, just look into every claim that they make, they lie about every single fucking thing. Everything they say is a lie. It's insane. You found a account of it? Here's CNN. Let's see what this... God damn it. The fucking students filed a lawsuit. Oh, here's a video of it. Let's see. Wait, this is on their YouTube channel. This is the this is the same people. This is their YouTube channel. Here's the actual video. I'm ready. Okay, so you're allowed to, like, write chalk on the ground here. Okay. Vroom. Vroom.
Hey guys, you know we have permission for this stuff, right?
We have a teacher that's telling us to get. Yeah.
What's your teacher's name?
Yeah, they're like, we have a teacher that can help us. Wait, she's pulling a Karen here. She's doing the Karen move, pulling out her camera to record people. They're just like, hold on. Are we unironically gonna say that these kids, like, using their shoes to, like, smudge this chalk are, like, destroying free speech? Also, they literally just said we had a teacher that told us to do this. Not only that, but there's an argument you can make that these are, like, messages that would be against the rules of the school, right? Yeah. No, seriously though, right? Because if you're arguing against freedom here, like, I'm pretty sure most people would agree that if we wrote fascism is good, actually, on the ground there with chalk, that every teacher in the school would be like, everyone would be cool with, like, smearing that out, right? But in the case of this, which is literally arguing against the freedom and the bodily autonomy of people, it's a problem that some students are, like, scuffing it up.
Yeah.
What's your teacher's name?
Thatcher.
You're not sure?
Huh?
So why are you...
Wait, she said Thatcher.
So why are you taking them off? If we have permission.
Our teacher.
Your teacher told you?
You can stop recording. Yeah, I don't want to be recorded. That's actually pretty illegal. That's to record people.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I like how this is supposed to make these students come off as, like, bad, but they're just walking away. I like, yeah, I don't want to be recorded. I'm pretty sure it's illegal. Can you stop?
That's interesting.
Like, it's like, and the girl in the background sounds like Caitlyn Bennett too. That's the funny part, right? Like, I get the feeling that the Bernadette girl is probably more of a Karen than any of these kids are, but who knows? But let's see where this video goes. Let's see. Oh, here he is. Holy shit, he does look like Thanos! Holy shit, fucking base Thanos. What a Chad. God damn, fucking base Jocko Willink. To play devil's advocate is the same argument police come up with when they do shit. Yeah, but we're not the cops. These are kids that are just smudging up some fucking chalk on the ground. Like, this isn't the police coming in with, like, riot shields and guns with rubber bullets and like, shooting people in the streets. Love the sweater on the girl, though. I mean, yeah.
Excuse me, we have permission for all of this?
No, you don't.
We do actually have the email, and you can call student involvement. From Plan Ops and student involvement, yes.
All right, then
We do. Yes, I am.
That's perfectly fine. The whole idea of free speech is that we have a free speech area here on campus.
But we have permission for all of this.
Free speech is free speech in the free speech area. It's a pretty simple concept. Okay? This does not constitute a free speech area.
Oh my god! They have a designated area where everyone's supposed to be able to write stuff, and they didn't write it in the right area? And that's it? He's not even arguing... Wait. He's not even arguing... Wait, this is fine. Wait, he's not even arguing against the message yet. It's just the wrong spot? Maybe he's wrong. Maybe they'll say, actually, no, we did write it out in that area, and he'll be like, oh, I don't care, and then maybe. Let's see.
Okay, but we have permission.
If you have permission, then I will verify that you have permission.
Please do, and then please tell your students to stop until you verify that.
What are my students doing that is not part of free speech?
They told you that they're wiping out what we have permission for.
You see them wiping it out?
Yes, I did. I actually have video of it.
Okay, here, let me show you.
You didn't have permission to record. I don't want to be recorded.
You have permission.
Beast! Yeah, from what I'm seeing here, they didn't write it in the right area. There's a designated area where you're allowed to write this shit, and this is like the school walking path. This isn't where you're supposed to write that shit down. And so he's just gonna wipe it up, yeah.
Down.
Yes, we do.
Permission to get rid of it.
Good to know.
This is our part of free speech. Do you disagree with our part of free speech?
It's true. You have the right to argue against the... You have the right to wipe up the chalk of the person that you're arguing with. I mean, like... They can rewrite it. Also based Thanos.
Speech?
Absolutely, I disagree.
Really?
And you disagree with mine, too.
No, I don't. If you would have written this over there, I'd have perfectly fine with you doing it. I am perfectly fine with you having a free speech in the free speech area.
But you're...
This is the wrong area! He said he's fine with them writing it in the designated area, but not in an area where we're not supposed to write shit on the ground. You're just not supposed to write shit on the ground right here.
You're exercising your free speech in a non-free speech area.
College campuses are not free speech areas. You understand? Obviously you don't understand.
That's a little bit of a cringe statement, but yeah. The college campuses are not free speech areas. Do you understand? I think what he probably means by that, if I'm gonna steelman his position, is probably college campuses aren't a place for you to like expose beliefs that are like going to upset people everywhere. I don't know. Maybe he is anti-free speech. Although the video does cut off. God damn it! I hate it. Interesting. Let's see what the full story is here. You have permission to put it down. I have permission to get rid of it. You're allowed to write. So for the most part, from what we got from that video, is he's cool with them writing it in that area, but this area isn't where they were supposed to write it in. So he had his students wipe it up. And he probably isn't a big fan of free speech himself, but hey, you're allowed to write what you want over there. Okay. Now let's see what this channel kind of frames it as.
Tim, that she had received official university permission. In response, Assistant Professor Thatcher personally erased the life-affirming messages and proclaimed that, quote, college campuses are not free speech areas.
He did say that. I can't deny he did say that.
Free speech...
But he also said, ooh, wait, are you adding more stuff here?
...is free speech in the free speech area.
Yeah, they had an area for writing shit down. I think when they're talking about free speech here, they're talking about writing things down on the ground, not talking about things, but... I mean, at least in the context of this scenario, but who knows, I could be wrong.
It's a pretty simple concept, he said. Fresno State doesn't have a free speech area.
Wait, they clearly did. They clearly had an area where people were allowed to write shit on the sidewalk during some sort of, like, event that was happening, and they wrote it in, like, the normal student walking path, which is against the rules. Also, yeah, these drawings are made specifically in a way to make things look different than how it actually happened. Obviously.
Is a free speech area. Like, all of it. You see.
Wait, what?
People like Assistant Professor Thatcher don't like that the Constitution protects speech that they disagree with.
Wait, are we just, like, looking into his views now? Like, I don't even know if I feel comfortable saying that he's not, like, a fan of free speech. Or that I don't know if I would feel comfortable saying that he is a fan of free speech. Right? Like, I don't know what this guy is thinking. What he did here was completely fine, though. No country has free speech absolute. Yeah, free speech as a concept is fucking stupid, because literally nobody has absolute free speech. Do we draw arbitrary lines where it needs to be drawn, right? Like, if I come on here right now, and I say, insert fucking famous person as a pedophile, and I go on with that with no evidence or something, I'm probably gonna get sued for libel, right? That's going to happen. Is that infringing on my free speech? I'm just saying what I believe, right? If I get banned off of YouTube for that, is that infringing on my free speech? I mean, no, I'm getting deplatformed. I'm still allowed to say the thing. Like, where we draw the line of where free speech stops and begins is really arbitrary. Generally, we agree with, the idea is that, like, free speech ends where my rights begin, right? So if you're out there on the street, and you're advocating to murder all black people, and you're a black person, you can probably justifiably make an argument for why that person probably shouldn't have the right to say that, right? You probably shouldn't have the right to say, to advocate for something that, takes away the rights of a group of people. And that's what I think, like, pro-life shit is, right? It's taking away the rights of people who can have children. But that's my personal opinion on it. The whole argument that I'm trying to get down to here, though, is that the idea of free speech is arbitrary. It's literally subjective. We are not an absolutely... Our country does not follow free speech absolutism.
And that's okay. What's not okay is that Assistant Professor Thatcher, a government official, acted to prevent students from engaging in speech that he...
He's a government official? Isn't he just an assistant professor? Maybe. I mean, it is a... Wait... Are professors government officials? Even if it's, like, run by... Wait. If it's a public university... I guess it's a public university. But this is like saying that... This is like saying when I worked at a... when I was a lifeguard working at Wikiwachi Springs, which is a... which is a state park. I worked as lifeguard, which is a state park, when I was 16, saying that I'm a government official because I was a lifeguard that worked for the state. Because technically I was employed by the state government. This is a bit of a stretch. This is a bit of a fucking stretch right here. This is the equivalent of, oh my god! Guys! This is the equivalent of if when I was a lifeguard and I was 16 years old, and there were kids doing backflips off of the dock into the water, and I was like, hey, you can't do that, stop it, I'm gonna have to kick you out of the water if you do that. Because I work for the state, that kid could say, this government official is trying to take away my right of doing backflips off of the dock into the water. That's literally what this would be like. I'm literally nothing in the story said that he's a government official. Maybe, like, secretly he's like he was a cop or something? I don't know.
He disagrees with.
Hey, listen, I saved multiple lives when I was a fucking lifeguard, and I didn't kill any black people, so I'm okay.
Which is why they asked
I'm not a cop.
for help from Alliance Defending Freedom.
Oh! Hashtag ad! That's what this is, huh? They reached out to this fucking organization to try to sue the fucking... They tried to sue them for wiping up chalk on the ground.
Thatcher was sued in federal court in California, and it did not go well for Assistant Professor Thatcher. The court prohibited him from interfering with Fresno State Students for Life's expressive activities and from directing other students to do so. As a result, to this day, Fresno State Students for Life are able to share their life-affirming messages with others.
Unbased and cringed, not based. Also, can we point out how they like water down the message? It's just life-affirming messages. No, it's literally arguments for taking away the bodily autonomy of people who can get pregnant. It's not life-affirming. These people are for the death penalty. Every single person I've ever met who is pro-life is for the death penalty. They aren't pro-life. They're just against taking, and they don't even give a shit about babies. They could give a fuck about a baby once it's born. So what I'm assuming is these students reached out to this, like, I'm going to assume is like a multi-million... Hold on, can we look up what the Alliance Defending Freedom is? I'm actually really curious. Here's from SPLC, which I know all the fucking Nazis will get mad about. Christian right, the Alliance of Families for Legal Accuracy, supported the recriminalization of sexual acts between consenting out. Whoa! The Alliance Defending Freedom has supported the recriminalization of gay people having sex, defended the state-sanctioned sterilization of trans people. So basically, just like just sterilizing trans people. Neat. Contended that LGBTQ people are more likely to engage in pedophilia. So they make the argument like gay people are pedophiles. Claim that a homosexual agenda will destroy Christianity and society. So they aren't so much against freedom as they are against like degeneracy. So they're just a fascist. So they're just a fascist organization with like a shit ton of money, probably like funded by a bunch of conservative dark money groups that got these kids like the best lawyers imaginable. So they were basically guaranteed to win this case. Love it! Fucking nice! And they only got 13k subs. I got more subs than them. Fucking betas!
Other students, and Assistant Professor Thatcher can't do anything about it. The end.
Nice. So that's what it is at the end of the day, right? Like, there's nothing like this for the left, you know? Like, you're gonna have people like this that are like scuffed PragerU that are gonna come along and be able to pay millions of dollars to subsidize these lawsuits for people like this. Like, literally all he did was scuff up writing on the ground and then say you have to write it elsewhere. I'm sorry, but I am without a doubt going to have to say that those kids had like the best lawyer you could possibly get your hands on to win that case. Holy shit. Jesus Christ. Well, hey, listen. If you're in university, free speech is under attack. Not really, though, no. From what I've seen, universities seem to really value, like, dissenting ideas and, like, the conflict of ideas and arguments and stuff like that. At least from everything that I've seen, which I guess is still, you know, anecdotal. But, oh, wait, what's this? We got more about it? What? I can't read that. I have to be subbed. Why would you send this to me? I can't... Okay. I'm not subbing to that fucking, article, or that, organization so I could read the article. But, like, yeah, I don't see that as, like, a big issue. The guy probably isn't a big fan of, like, the idea of free speech himself, although I would assume his belief... Oh, wait. This is a quote from him. I admitted absolutely no wrongdoing, and I did not have to pay a dime. And I did not have to pay a dime. Public health professor Greg Thatcher said Friday the costs were covered by his insurance company through the National Education Association. Oh, nice. Thank you, Femboy. And oh, we got a bunch of tier 1 subs. Hold on, I'll get to that in a second. Wait. So he didn't have to pay a dime because his insurance company covered it. Nice.
Have Dick's comrade, also white name, Genocide Poggers.
True. Thank you, Toe Sucker, for the tier 1 gives a sub to Comrade Arthur, and Femboy Incom for the tier 1 gives a sub to Comrade Arthur. You guys both gave one to Comrade Arthur, but I appreciate the tier 1 subs. Thank you so much. So yeah, I don't know. The guy is probably not like the hugest fan of free speech. That's not like an infringement on free speech. If you're in college, you know that the First Amendment still applies to you. You can like actually sue if your free speech is actually being infringed on college campuses. Like, college campuses aren't these like these independent states from the US where free speech isn't allowed, right? If the campus has rules against you doing certain things, you have to follow those rules. I mean, that's just part of being in the college, right? It's part of being on their property. But free speech isn't being attacked on college campuses. This just isn't a thing that's happening. The fact that the go-to example is an instance of a professor scuffing up a writing of chalk on the ground is just... just kind of shows how little of an argument these people have.